Hello, this is Krystal, and thank you for joining me for this week's First Chapter Friday. Today I will be reading from the beginning of Sadeqa Johnson's The House of Eve. Chapter 1. Philadelphia, October 1948. Mommies and Dragons. Ruby. My grandma Nini always said that early was on time was late, and late was unacceptable. Fatty was unacceptably late again, knowing full well that I had someplace important to be. I didn't mind staying with Grandma Nini overnight once a week so that Fatty could clean offices. All I asked was that she be home in time for me to catch the bus to my Saturday enrichment classes. And for the third week in a row, Fatty dragged her heavy feet through Nini's apartment door 15 minutes behind schedule, calling out in her high-pitched voice, "Ruby girl, I'm sorry, let me tell you what happened." My cousin had more excuses than a hoe going to jail, and I didn't have time to entertain her colorful tales this morning. I had 1 hour to get all the way down to South Philly, and I twisted up my lips in a way that I hoped conveyed how annoyed I was over her lack of consideration. "You got my car fare?" I thrust my hand in her face, but Fatty brushed past me in the narrow hallway, past the crooked family pictures that hung in mismatched frames, through to the small L-shaped kitchen. I stumped behind her as she snatched back her page boy wig and tossed it on the counter. "Your mother said she'd leave it for you." A baby cockroach scurried from under the toaster, and Fatty smashed it dead with her palm. "You gonna make me walk all the way back in the opposite direction? Just give me 20 cents. "I would if I could," she said, scrubbing her hands at the apron sink. "But I'm broke as a joke, girl, until next Friday." My scalp heated. "Grandma ain't got no money round here. What if my mother forgot?" "Child, I talked to Inez last night, and she said she would. Now quit wearing out my nerves. If you leave now, you'll make it." Fatty reached into the icebox and cracked open a can of Schlitz. She tipped it to her lips and took a long swallow, then exhaled in a way that suggested that she had been thirsting for that beer her whole way home. After another hungry swig, she undid the buttons to her blue uniform down to her waist. The rolls around her middle sighed with relief. Did Nini take her medicine? I snatched up my school bag, nodding my head with frustration. She's been asleep 20 minutes. Her next eye dosage is at 11. With the front door open, I could smell Scrapple frying from the new neighbor's apartment on the first floor. She had twin babies who kept up a chorus of crying all night long. "I'm not doing this for you no more." Fatty belched, then called after me, "I said I was sorry." And if you would like to know what happens next and if she makes it to that class on time, you can check this book out, The House of Eve by Sadeqa Johnson, on the Libby app. Please join me here next week as I read from the beginning of Emily Henry's Happy Place. Thank you and have a great week.